Marriage, in God's eyes, is more than a ceremony or paper. It's a lifelong commitment, a covenant God himself established and takes seriously. While the world treats marriage casually, God sees it as sacred, unbreakable, and holy. Marriage isn't about making each other happy all the time or finding someone to fill our needs. It's something deeper, a unity God establishes and blesses. In Genesis, God created marriage to make two people, one flesh. Genesis 2:24. This isn't just poetic language. It's a profound mystery. Becoming one means merging lives, dreams, struggles, and very selves. God didn't design marriage to be easy. He designed it to make us more like him, teaching real love, patient, forgiving, sacrificial love. Ephesians 5:25 tells husbands, "Love your wives, as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." This is the level of commitment God expects. Love willing to sacrifice, serve, and give everything. Marriage is also a test of character. It's not about marrying a soulmate or perfect match. If that's what you're waiting for, you'll be disappointed. Marriage reveals who we truly are, flaws and all. We can't hide selfishness, impatience, or pride when bound to another person for life. And that's the point. God uses marriage to teach us humility and make us less self-centered. When you vow, for better or worse, it's not a fairy tale. It's a commitment to stay, even when it's hard, because that's what God's love looks like. Marriage, in God's view, is also a mission. It's meant to bring new life, not just through children, but by creating a home that reflects his love. Genesis 1:28 calls us to be fruitful and multiply, but more than bearing children. It's a call to raise them in faith and create a family that honors him. God doesn't want marriages to just survive. He wants them to thrive as a witness to his faithful love. Let's be blunt. Marriage is under attack today. We live in a culture that treats it as disposable, something to leave if it gets too hard or if our spouse doesn't make us happy. But God's design is clear. What God has joined together, let no one separate. Matthew 19:6. Marriage isn't temporary. It's not something we can redefine based on feelings. In God's eyes, it's eternal and worth fighting for. So what does marriage mean to God? It's a calling to love deeply, sacrifice willingly, and grow into the people he created us to be. It's a journey requiring faith, resilience, and grace. It's not easy and it's not always pretty. But when we approach it with honesty and commitment, marriage reflects God's love, strong, enduring, and pure. In the end, marriage is God's way of teaching us to love as he loves. It's not about finding the one or living happily ever after. It's about becoming one and learning to love unconditionally as he loves us. Marriage is ultimately a path to holiness, one of the hardest and most rewarding commitments we can make, and in God's eyes, one of the most beautiful.